they took it like it was an MMA guy versus a boxer guy, and they didn't want the sport of boxing to look bad. It's
Yes.
crazy, but it's okay. We felt
Are
like we
you
won
are
the
you
fight.
prepared for
We
that
feel like we're
again?
undefeated, and we're coming for Anthony Joshua on March 8th.
Now March 8th, are you prepared for something like that? Or you guys know you have to, not make sure it doesn't go the distance because of that?
You're good. You're good. All I can say is, man, in a perfect world, we'll win by dominant fashion.
Mm.
And that's anyone's, idea when they fight someone. We always want to dominate because we know if it's close, woo, those three decisions can be fickle, boy. It's like, woo wee, it's flimsy.
Facts.
So
Well,
yeah, of course, we would all like to go in there and dominate. But when you got two of the best fighters in the world, when you have two champions, and remember, Francis Ngannou is a world champion also. Um, you got two world champions fighting against each other, two big, athletic, strong, hard punching guys fighting each other. It might not be a dominant victory. We plan on making it definitive. So that's going to be all depending on the resistance that Anthony Joshua gives. Hopefully, if it were up to me, he would give any resistance.
mhm. In my behalf between these two fights, I think that Fury has better boxing ability and has a better chin. Showed that he has the most heart in the heavyweight division, I believe. This fight right here with Joshua, I do think he hits harder than Fury. But
100%.
I also think he's chinny. Do you guys think he's chinny?
Like I said, I don't think he's chinny. I definitely don't think he's chinny. But remember, when you got power like Francis and Ngannou, they're all chinny, man. He hits clean, the fight's over. But I honestly, I'm not just saying this. I do not think he's chinny. I think, in my opinion, he's a more dangerous opponent than Tyson Fury. That's what I think. Why?
Mm.
Because he's big, athletic. He has a great foundation. He has cleaner basics, and he has punching power, and he hits the body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All the old school coaches would tell you basics are what win fights. So this is not an easy task at all. But that's why it's high stakes. But yeah, that's how I feel about the fight. Sometimes these swaggy fighters and highly dimensional fighters like Tyson Fury
Mm-hmm.
kind of get lost in their sauce, doing too much, like the people want to say nowadays. A good sturdy style, hands up, hard jabs, placing that right hand, putting the left hook behind it, hitting that body. Those simple things has won a lot of fights and a lot of championships historically in boxing. So we'll see. Francis will be ready for whatever it takes, though, because we're preparing diligently. Myself and Coach John Moomba, we're doing everything we can to have Francis leveled up and sharp and smart on all cylinders. So we'll see 2 weeks from tonight.
Joshua has moved around in different coaches in his career. He went back to his old coach in this fight with Waleem. Did you see a better Joshua in your opinion, or do you feel like that type of style um, is something that you could easily encounter? Break the code off of that type of a style because it's a different type of a style, but this is a style that we are introduced to Joshua from the beginning. Is he a better
Yeah.
fighter
Well,
fighting this way?
well, if you're judging without thinking about the intangibles, the answer is absolutely yes. Because he looked great against Otto Wallen. We can't lie. He looked sharp. Then when he did the Hellenius Franklin, was a kind of difficult-ish match for him. So he had Franklin, he had Hellenius, he had Otto Wallen. You know, that was his body of work in 2023. He defeated all three of them. And his last fight, he looked really great. For a corner to stop the fight after a guy just got his nose broke is dumbfounding to me. I'm a boxer. I mean, so many guys get their nose broken in fights to stop it because of that. I don't know, but he looked great. Was it because he looked great, or was it because Otto Wallen was a familiar foe? That's the $1 million question. I don't know. I'm not gonna go there, but but to answer your question, I think it's a really good style for him. It's not a risky style. If people think he's Chinny or whatever you guys say, um, he's definitely at the right place. Because going to America and training with guys like Derek and all that, they train like dogs. They come to fight. It's pressure. It's pressure gonna burst pipes. And when you start bringing that much pressure, you might get bursted yourself. So one thing about Joshua, guys, you guys can say what you want to say about him. He's a smart dude. He ain't a dumb dude. He's a very intelligent dude. So he did what was right for him. And we'll see if it pays off. I feel he looked really great his last fight with an asterisk by it. And we'll see what his style imposes, how it imposes difficulties on Francis.
Mm.
If it were up to us, it wouldn't impose any difficulties. We stop them in 2 rounds and get our hair raised and celebrate. But it may not be like that. But Francis is prepared, and we're 2 weeks away, so we're getting close. And I'm confident, and Coach John Mumba's confident that he'll be ready for whatever card or techniques or style that Anthony Joshua wants to present.
Who do you believe possesses a bigger right hand? Your man Francis or, you know,
Joshua,
Bomb Squad?
what you said him or Joshua, right?
Well, you can tell me who you think. I think your guy got the bigger right hand, but um,
But are you saying just that
I'm
between him
talking
and
about
Joshua or him and everybody?
or everybody, yeah. Because I mean, obviously, people say that Deontay Wilder has the biggest right
Yeah,
hand in
yeah.
history
I
of
mean,
boxing.
I mean, all I can tell you is training him sometimes is painful, and everybody think they want that job. Everybody think they want that job I got, but I'm telling you right now, it's not for the meek, and it's definitely not for the weak. He'll
Hell
be
no.
a dislocated shoulder bone or
I
rib
was doing
cage
pads yesterday.
on
It was
most
hurting.
guys.
It was hurting. Yeah.
So I would have to say until I'm proven wrong or until I feel Anthony Joshua's power on the pads, I would say Preston Ngannou's punching harder. But I will say Anthony Joshua's definitely in that ballpark because he is punching harder. And that's why I view him a more dangerous fight than Tyson Fury
Mm.
because he offers stopping power. He offers, real stopping power that you have to take serious and can't run the punches with him either. And that's the intrigue of this fight. I mean, how many times have we seen two aesthetically pleasing, muscular looking heavyweights, both with good feet, both athletic, both from Africa, both cool, pleasant guys, not talking that felonious type crap? How many times have we seen this? It's gonna be a hell of a fight. And just stepping outside, looking at it, two big old muscular power punchers going at it. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. And in my mind and in our thoughts, our power puncher's gonna win. That's simple.
Watching Pro Box the other day, Polly and Chris, they were speaking upon, whoever can really move their opponent backwards could be the one that really takes the cake in this fight. What would you have to say about that?
Possibly, but not necessarily because there's been several fights where Anthony Joshua has moved and was maneuvered as such.
But
So,
Andy Luis?
I got love for Paul and them. I know them, but they always want to discredit Francis and say that, oh, these boxers are gonna beat him. They talk reckless before the Tyson Fury fight. After the fight, they still say he did good, but he didn't win. I'm looking at them like weirdos right now. But all I can say is we'll see. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to cook chicken. You can make it fried, you can bake it, you can make stew with it. And that's how we're looking at this fight. Um, Francis will have more than one way to win this fight. He's not a one-trick pony. He's an athletic guy. And at the end of the night, we want Francis Ngannou's hand to get raised. Because when he win, we win.
Mm.
That's simple.
I love it. I love it. Message. Do you have a message for the team? You know what I'm saying? Do you have, what type of fight do you think that the fans can expect March 8th?
You can expect a good fight for sure because Anthony Joshua is fighting for more than just a victory. He's fighting to one up Tyson Fury.
Mm.
That's all it is to it. and that could propel him to be the best he's ever been, or that could force him to fall into a trap that he don't want no part of. We'll see. All I care about is Francis Ngannou and what he does. Our goal is victory.
Mm,
Our goal is victory. No stress, just express. Take your victory, champion. That's all we're going to be saying. And until Anthony Joshua prove us wrong, that's our mantra going in this fight. Take your victory, champion, because
mm.
he is the champion. And I hope the boxing media put some respect on his name and uh and understand that nothing has been given to him his entire life. Even this 10 10 number 10 rating by WBC hasn't just been given to him. Marcelo Suleiman didn't feel like being a charitable guy and just give someone anything. It was Francis' actions that compelled him to do what he did. So that's what this fight's about for us. It's going to be mano a mano, fire versus fire, two strong champions with punch and power fighting one another, and one's most likely going to fall. And we plan on that being Anthony Joshua and Francis getting his hand raised and further putting the boxing world on notice that just because it's never been done doesn't mean it can't be done. And to let people know we ain't saying it. Francis is built different.